So students, we were discussing different parts of a plant and their function. Now the next part is leaf. Leaf is an important part of a plant because it performs photosynthesis and prepare food for the plant. Food is essential for every living organism for its survival. Right? All the function of a living organism depends on the food, because without food we cannot get energy. All living cells need energy for their proper functioning. Right? So leaf is important part of a plant as it prepares food for the plant by the process of photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? It's a process by which green leaves they prepare their food with the help of carbon dioxide, water and sunlight. So the four essential things for the photosynthesis, they are carbon dioxide, water, sunlight and chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a green color pigment present in the leaf. So leaf, they are called food factory of a plant as they prepare food for the plant. The another important function of a leaf is transpiration. Means leaves they release water in the form of water vapors to the air and thus they keep the surrounding cool. Right? Due to this transpiration, the water which is absorbed by the root, it is conducted to all parts of the plant by the stem. So transpiration, it helps in the conduction of water and minerals to all parts of the plant. So leaf, they perform two important functions. One is photosynthesis and one is transpiration. Other is transpiration. Now let's come to the other important part of a plant, that is flower. Flower is the reproductive part of a plant. Root, stem, leaf, these all are vegetative part of a plant, and flower, it is called reproductive part of a plant. Flower, it gives rise to fruit and seed. Important function of flower is to produce fruit and seed. This was all about the important parts of a plant and their function. Now we will do structure of a leaf. We will discuss parts of a leaf. The main part of a leaf see, this is the stalk of leaf. This stalk of leaf join into the stem, and this stalk of leaf, it is called petiole. I hope it is clear to you. Now we are discussing parts of a flower. I am telling you about parts of a leaf. Right? So the important part of a leaf are the stalk of a leaf is called petiole. So what is petiole? Petiole is the stalk of leaf that join the leaf to the stem. Then the main part of the leaf, the main green broad part of the leaf. The green broad part of a leaf is called lamina. Right? And a prominent line in the middle of the leaf. This is called midrib. What I am telling you, the prominent line in the middle of the leaf, this is called midrib. Right? And to this midrib, many veins are attached. These lines present on the leaf, these are called veins. the prominent line in the middle of the leaf is called midrib, and the other lines present on the leaf, these are called veins. So now you can see that there is a net-like pattern on the leaf. Due to veins, a net-like design is formed on the leaf, and this is called venation. So the net-like design formed by the veins on a leaf is called venation. This type of venation is called reticulate venation. Reticulate venation. So what is reticulate venation? Net-like design formed by the veins on a leaf is called reticulate venation. There is another type of leaf also there. There are two types of venation. The design of vein on the leaf, it is of two types. In some leaves, veins, they are parallel to each other. In some of the leaves, veins are parallel to each other, and this type of venation is called parallel venation. Right? Leaves, veins, they are parallel to each other in this leaf, and the venation is called parallel venation. If you have seen the leaves of grass, you will find this type of venation in leaf of grass. If you have seen leaves of wheat, maize, rice, bajra, jowar, you will find parallel venation in their leaf. And in higher plants like people, like mango, money plant, even in money plant, you will find this type of venation, and this is called reticulate venation. In rose, China rose leaf, you will find reticulate venation. One more thing you will observe, connection between the types of leaves and types of fruit. That is, now we will discuss about two types of fruit. There are two types of fruit. This is taproot. In taproot, there is a main central root. There is a main thick central root. Center में एक root है. This is the main root, main central thick root, and these are the branches. They are lateral in their origin, so they are called lateral roots. These are called lateral roots, and this is the main root, and this type of root is called taproot. As there are two types of venation in leaves, similarly there are two types of fruits. The another type of fruit is fibrous root. Fibrous root, they arise from the base of stem, and all roots are similar. There is no main root. All roots are similar and fiber-like. This type of root is called fibrous root. Fibrous root. So what I want to tell you is that the plants having leaf with reticulate venation, they have taproot system. So these two are connected. Reticulate venation and taproot. So the plants which have reticulate venation in their leaf, they have taproot system, and the plant which have parallel venation, they have fibrous root. Right? So this is very important that you must know that the plant which have reticulate venation in their leaf, their root is taproot. And the plant which have parallel venation in their leaf, their root is fibrous root. So I am telling you example of the plant having reticulate venation. I have told you that in rose, China rose, leaves they have reticulate venation. So what type of root they have? They have taproot. On the other hand, plants like grass, wheat, maize, barley, they have parallel venation in their leaf and their root is fibrous. I hope now it is clear to you that how venation of leaf and the type of root, they are connected to each other. Plants which have reticulate venation in their leaf, they have taproot, and plants which have parallel venation in their leaf, they have fibrous root. Now we will discuss 4 important parts of a flower. These are, let me first draw the part of a flower. These green leaves of a flower, these are called sepal. Right? The green leaves of a flower, these are called sepal, and in the developing flower, these leaves protect the developing flower. Right? In the bud condition, flower is protected due to by these sepals. And the colorful part of a flower is called petal. So green leaves of a flower, they are called sepal, and the colorful leaves of a flower, they are called petal. And the stalk of a flower is called pedicel. Right? And in the center of a flower, there is female part. And this female part is called pistil. In the previous videos, we have discussed all parts of a flower in details. So now I am summarizing only, right? So the female part of a flower is called pistil. This is the female part. And the male part of a flower, this is called stamen. Stamen is the male part of a flower. So the male part of a flower is called stem. So the 4 main part of a flower are sepal. So the outermost whorl is of sepal. Whorl means घेरा. So एक फ्लावर का जो बाहर का whorl है, सबसे पहला जो whorl है, that is of sepal. And then the whorl of petal. उसके बाद petals आते हैं. Then the whorl of stamen, male part. And the center part is called pistil, female part. So if any flower is having all these 4 whorls, we call it a complete flower. Right? So this is a complete flower. A flower showing all the 4 whorls. Whorls means घेरा. Right? Sepal, whorl of sepal, जिसको हम calyx कहते हैं, right? And whorl of petals, we call it corolla. And then whorl of stamen and then pistil. So a flower having the whorl of all the 4 parts, important parts, sepal, petal, stamen, pistil, is called a complete flower. If any of the whorl is missing, we call it incomplete flower. there are two main parts, anther and this filament. Inside the anther, male gamete is present, which we call pollen grains. Pollen grains are present inside the anther. Right? Now we will discuss about the female part. Pistil, which is the female part, it is also called carpel. Stigma, this part is called stigma. This is called style. Stigma, style, ovary. These are the main part of a pistil. Inside the ovary there are ovules. On maturation, when the ovaries store food, it becomes fruit. And ovules, they give rise to seeds. So the important function of a flower is to produce fruit and seed. Right? That is why flower, as it is having male and female part, it is producing seed. It is called reproductive part of a plant. I hope you have understood the chapter. And now, today in homework, you will be given the remaining keywords which you have to do in your notebook. If you have any doubt, any query, you are free to ask on my personal number. Thank you.